Hi, welcome to RCDSB Quick Clips.
RCDSB Tech Academy. Think, talk, tech. Quick Clips.
Today's video is all about Explain Everything. Explain Everything is an interactive whiteboard app where users can draw, write, add shapes, insert media, and record audio and video. Let's have a closer look. To get working on a project and Explain Everything, we have to hit the plus button in the top left-hand corner, and this is going to allow us to choose a template for our project. So I'm just going to choose this black one here, and then we can see that we have our toolbars down the left-hand side and a few down at the bottom here. The ones on the left-hand side are the tools that allow us to insert media and objects into our work area. This tool down here allows us to organize and see the slides that are in our project. This is where we would also change the template for our project. This tool allows us to screencast anything that we do and say in our work area. And these tools are the tools that we would use to save and share our finished project. To start a new slide, we're just going to hit this little plus button. To change the pen tool, we can double tap it, and it's going to change the width that our pen is. So I'm just going to use the pen tool to write in the word patterns. Underneath our pen tool is our shape tool, and it allows us to insert shapes into our work area. So when we double press it, it allows us to change those shapes. You can change the color of your text down in the bottom left corner by choosing one of the colors that are there. If you double tap your colors, you can change the color as well. So I'm going to insert a square by dragging my finger out, and I'm going to insert a circle as well. We can also insert type text into our work area by pressing the letter A and touching anywhere in the work area and using the keyboard repeating pattern. If there's something that you've done, you've made a mistake in your work area and you want to delete it, you can hit the red X, choose what you want to delete, and then hit the X associated with that object. To undo something, there's an undo button. When I press this little I, we can see that we have options similar to Smart Notebook where we can group and ungroup objects, duplicate, copy, paste. We can lock objects into place, or we can arrange them based on the layer or the way that they've been inserted into the work area. So I'm going to duplicate a couple of these objects. So I first have to select it. I'm going to duplicate the circle here. And then I'm going to start creating a repeating pattern. So we can see I'm starting to run out of space. This little magnifying glass, when I press on it, is going to allow us to shrink our workspace, move it over to the side to give us more area to work with. So now you can see that I've made a repeating pattern. The next thing I want to do here is talk about the little plus button underneath the A. So I'm just going to start a new slide, and I'm going to press on that button. And we can see that this is the button that allows us to insert media into our work area. The first button here, existing photo, will give us access to our camera roll or our Photos app. The button underneath that, the new picture button, gives us access to the camera, as well as the new video button gives us access to the camera. So I'm going to press existing photo or video, and we can see that I now have access to my Photos app. These are all the photos that are already on my iPad. You may get a pop-up that is asking permission to access the Photos app. You're going to have to allow that in order to get to your photos. So I'm going to choose a photo that's already in my camera roll here in my Photos app, and then I'm going to edit it using one of the editing tools at the top right. And when I've edited it out, I'm going to press done, and if I'm happy with it, I'm going to press done again. And I'm just going to move it in my work area. I'm going to press the plus button again, and now I'm going to use the new picture button to access the camera, and I'm going to take a picture of a pattern that I've already created. If I'm happy with it, you can press use photo. If you're not, you can retake it. And again, I can edit this by cropping it out, press done, and if I'm happy, I can press done. And now I have two photos of two different patterns that I've made. Just before we wrap up, we're going to do a screencasting of our explanation for our patterns in our work area by pressing the record button down here. So when I press the record button, we can see that it's now recording, and I can now annotate my thinking about the images that are in my work area. I can use the laser tool here. So in term 1, I have the number 4 blocks, term 2 is 3 blocks, term 3 is 2 blocks, and in the final term there's 1 block. So this is a decreasing pattern. In my next image, in term 1 I have 1 block, in term 2 4, term 3 9, and in the final term there's 16 blocks. So this is an increasing pattern. When I've finished screen recording, I can press the pause button down at the bottom, and I can scrub through all the touches to see, and audio to see exactly what I've done in my screen recording, and I can press play to hear that. And I can just press pause to finish it, and I can press the scrubber to minimize it. When you're finished and happy with your project, you can, if it's just a still image, you can export that or save that to the camera roll or to your Google Drive by pressing our image upload button. Right beside that is the video or movie upload button, where you can export your project as a movie to the camera roll. This is the option that you'd want to choose if you have screencasting or any video or audio in your project, or again, you can save it to your Google Drive account. I hope that this video showed you some of the tools in Explain Everything and how it can be used. Have fun with the app.